Are you becoming tired of slow, clunky weapons in Monster Hunter now? Would you like to perform crazy part breaks and see more Rarity 6 materials than you can possibly imagine? If so, then this video will change everything. Monster Hunter Now's dual blades are all about raw speed and endless combo attacks. But here's what's crazy, despite looking simple, they're actually one of the hardest weapons to master because they require such perfect stamina management while balancing aggression and mobility. Hello hunters, this is Rauizu here from the Farcaster community. You might have seen my speedruns here on this channel, or over here on the Japanese leaderboards. For dual blades, I was a top ranked speedrunner for season 4, and in this video, I'll reveal the secret dual blade techniques no YouTuber has covered that will completely transform your gameplay. Are you ready to learn how these weapons actually work? Let's dive in. Dual blades have two distinct combat modes that completely change how you play. The first combat mode is your default mode. This is what you start your hunts in. Your default mode gives you some basic attacks and combos, but the real magic happens when you tap that special button to activate your second mode called Demon Mode. This lets your attacks become faster than a Valtrax, racking in serious damage. The catch? Dual blades use what's called a stamina bar. It will be located right here under your special gauge. As you attack and sit in Demon Mode, this bar will slowly deplete. Once you run out of stamina, you will get kicked back into your default mode. Here's a tip. Did you know you can keep attacking in Demon Mode even after your stamina bar is completely drained? Most players miss this crucial detail. You only get kicked out if you need to dodge or reposition. And here's where it gets interesting. You don't need to wait for the stamina bar to be completely drained to exit Demon Mode. There are two different ways to exit Demon Mode. The first is by tapping your special button, provided it's not full. The second is to hold press and then swipe down on your screen. Did you know you can also instantly refill 50% of your stamina bar with one move? When you're nearly out of stamina, you can use one of these methods to exit Demon Mode, then perform a perfect evade in Demon Mode to instantly recover half your stamina bar. This stamina management trick is what separates casual dual blade users from the masters of the weapons. With that out of the way, let's jump into the basics on how to use dual blades. Let's start off with the basic combo attack in your default mode. Tapping your screen once will start the double slash attack. Tapping a second time will trigger the double slash return stroke. Tapping a third time will provide you with the circle slash, and one final tap will give you the side slash into rising slash. There are two scenarios where you will be using these moves. One, you're fighting a low star monster to try and reap as many part break rewards as possible, and two, you're playing while driving and you didn't realize your Demon Mode ran out 20 seconds ago. Which we totally wouldn't do here at Farcaster Community. The next default attack that you'll occasionally use is the lunging slash. When you're at a mid-distance, tapping your screen will lunge you towards the monster.
See what I did there?
And perform this attack. Tapping once afterwards will perform a rising slash attack, and one last time will perform the round slash attack. This is actually a great move to use to close in on the monster and allow your stamina bar to build back up. The last thing to cover for your default mode is your evades. As previously discussed, perfect evading in your default mode instantly restores 50% of your stamina bar. However, in terms of attacks, evading in default mode, you can follow up with a rising slash into a round slash. This is something you'll occasionally use during your fights. Now that you know the basics of your default mode, let's jump into the meat and potatoes of this weapon. Demon Mode. This is where the majority of your damage will come from. Let's take a look at the Demon Mode combos. Our first attack, once we go into Demon Mode, is the Blade Dance. This is a very powerful 2-hit attack that used to be a finisher for us prior to Season 5, but is now our opening attack. After performing Blade Dance, tapping the screen again will perform Demon Fangs, followed up by 2-fold Demon Slash, and then finally 6-fold Demon Slash. As shown on screen, there will be some occasions where you do not start with Blade Dance. This generally happens if you have to dash towards the monster while in Demon Mode. This forward movement triggers the move Demon Flurry Rush, performing 6 hits on the monster as your first attack. From there, it will continue with the rest of the combo, starting with Demon Fangs. This will push Blade Dance to become the final hit of your combo. But here's where it gets interesting. Demon Flurry Rush does not always have to be a forward dash towards the monster. You can use it to reposition yourself to the left or right side of the monster. This is a great skill to constantly apply damage while keeping yourself safe. This is something no other weapon can do. After performing a side Demon Flurry Rush, you can perform a 6-hit follow-up attack called Demon Round Slash. This refills a good chunk of your special gauge. While in Demon mode, you can also dodge backwards, performing a back hop, and then follow it up with a Demon Rising Slash attack. Nobody talks about this, but your backstep has a hidden power. Time it right, and you can completely ignore wind pressure moves and monster roars. It's like having earplugs and wind pressure drift smelts for free. How crazy is that? The other type of evasion you have is the Perfect Evade. Performing a Perfect Evade triggers your mid-air spinning blade dance. This attack deals an extraordinary amounts of damage and has a high special gauge buildup. You will want to use this move almost every chance you can possibly get. Once your special gauge is full, you can unleash your most powerful attack, the Heavenly Blade Dance. This is a ridiculous 21-hit combo that can even follow the monster if they try to escape. This allows your full special to go off. Here's another pro tip. The first and last hit deals the most damage, so time your special right to make sure it starts and ends on the same part, such as the head or tail. Master this, and you'll see so many Rarity 6 drops you won't know what to do with them. Now that you understand the mechanics of dual blades, let's jump into part 2 of this video. And welcome back. In this part, we are going to cover your weapons and armor so you know what to craft. Weapons come in 3 different categories: high affinity, neutral affinity, and negative affinity. For the average player, generally speaking, you will want to go for the high affinity weapons, such as Silver Rathalos, Ebony Odogaron, and Mitsuzune. These will help you achieve 100% affinity when paired with skills such as Critical Eye, Bleeding Edge, and Weakness Exploit. When paired with these skills, every attack you perform will result in a critical hit. Now, once you get into speedrunning territory, you can look into negative affinity weapons such as Rajang, Devil Joe, Basilgeist, and Tigrex, as critical ferocity builds can help push those few extra seconds you need for that world record. At the time of recording, certain elements do not have a high affinity yet, this being Thunder and Ice. For those, I would recommend beginners to look into Legiana and Zenogre dual blades, and once you reach 9-star, to look into Elder weapons such as Kushala and Kirin, as you will want to push every ounce of DPS possible for these fights. Now, as for your armor, you are going to have a few options here for your gear. This is based upon a few factors. 1. The star level of the monster you are fighting. 2. The affinity stat on the weapon you are using. And 3. How much money you can spend to wail on drift smelts. As of Season 5, I have found these to be the primary core skills you will want to start with. This being Skyward Striker, Critical Eye, Fighting Spirit, Coalescence, Critical Boost, Critical Element, Bleeding Edge, Resuscitate, Valor, and Lock On. The next list of skills are secondary skills that I have found to be great at complementing your primary skills, this being Elemental Attack, Special Boost, Weakness Exploit, Burst, Latent Power, and Sneak Attack. Lastly, there are these skills that I have found to assist in very specific scenarios for speedrunning purposes, this being Hellfire Cloak, Evasive Concentration, Special Part Breaker, Tremor Resistance, Concentration, Firm Foothold, Critical Ferocity, and Raw Power. At the time of recording, we have just received trials from Monster Hunter Now. For the 10-star monsters I've been clearing, this has been my go-to build. Ebony Helmet and Gloves for Bleeding Edge, Basilgeist Chest for Valor, Gold Rathian Coil, and Mitsuzune Grease for Resuscitate. For my drift smelts, I have been using Coalescence, Fighting Spirit, Critical Eye, and Skyward Striker. As for the weapons for that build, I've been using Ebony, Mitsuzune, Silver Rathalos, Kushala, and Kirin. If you're looking for a recommended set to immediately build and jump into dual blades, that would be my current recommendation. For monsters that do not have a roar, I will look into a critical element build, such as the one shown on screen. As Niantic, or now Scopely, continues to enhance the weapons, The dual blades remain the ultimate choice for hunters who value speed, precision, and adaptability. Master these techniques and you'll transform into a monster-slaying machine. After using these strategies, my hunt times have dropped by over 40% against every major monster. Your hunts will be faster, your damage will be higher, and you'll never want to play a different weapon ever again. Try it yourself. Watch those monsters fall faster than ever and drop more Rarity 6 materials than you can fathom. If you found this guide helpful, let us know in the comment section down below. If you feel like something was missed, please leave us a comment down below or over in our Discord. We are very active and love talking to fellow hunters. We hope you enjoyed this video and we will catch you all in the next show. This is Hunter Rauizu signing off.